Hey guys, in our previous video, we saw how to implement incremental load with insert only scenario. Today we will explore a scenario with both insert and update. Okay, let's say I have this data captured on the click report. Now, one scenario is adding a new record, which we explored last time, right? So I'm going to add a new entry here with the latest date, let's say 8th June. Some transaction happens on this date, and this is a new record. So we saw how to pull this new record without loading the entire data set. Okay, so the rest of the historical data will be available in the qd, and we will pull only the new data, and this is insert only. And now let's say I'm going to make some changes in the historical data itself. Okay, let's say there is a mistake in id number 3 and 4. Instead of 200, it should be 2500. Instead of 500, it should be 1500. I'm making some changes, updates to the historical data. Now I have to capture these changes. Okay, and I have to remove these old data from the existing qed. At the same time, I have to bring in these changes along with the new data which is entered. So how do I capture this? So ideally, when I make some changes, so I have to update the date, right, on which date I'm making this change. So either I can update this column, or I can maintain a new column altogether. Okay, so having a separate field would make sense, because in that way we can capture, maintain the history, right? And I can know what is the original transaction and when the update happened. Okay, so let's say I'm making an update on 8th June for these two records. Okay, so now I have this column, which is going to be the key date for me. Okay, so this will have always the latest date, whether it is a new entry or an update. So with the help of this field, I can identify those records. So now let's see how to implement this. So now the way it should work is, I have to get the historical data from the existing qed, and the new record, only the new record from here, and only these two records which are updated. At the same time, these two records should be eliminated or deleted from the existing qed, which was already stored. Okay, okay. So now we have this data set. Let us go ahead and first store the data into a qed first. Okay, so that will be our first step, correct? So I have this sales data, that's the name of my table. I'm going to pull this from the excel and I'm going to store it. Okay, so it is done. Okay, so I have stored the first data, raw data, into my qed. Okay, okay, fine. Now let me go and make changes. Okay, say let's say I am going to update this particular row. So it should be 2500 and it is 1500, and the date when I made this change. Okay, so let's say 8. No, it should be more than that, because I have records till this, right? So this is the max date I have, so then it should be something greater. So let's say I'm making these changes on 9th June. Okay, and let me also add a new record here, 10th record, and this transaction happened on 9th June. Okay, which is for 600. Okay, so now let me go back to the report. Let me reload this. So this is the data I have, 9 records. Okay, this 3 and 4 I have old data, 200 and 500, and only 9 record. So I have to add 10th record, and I have to update, capture the update for 3 and 4. Okay, okay, so now these are the changes I have made. So 3 and 4 made some updates, and I added a 10th record. All this has happened on 9th of June. Okay, now let's go to our extract. Okay, so first thing is we have this logic which is similar like we saw last time. So we are taking the max date from the modified date, and that we are storing into a variable. Now coming back to here, so here couple of changes. One, the incremental portion, right? So where I'm going to load only the new data. So here the logic remains the same. So load from Excel where the modified date is greater than this variable. So I'm pulling in only the new data, which is nothing but the row number 10. Okay, so that will be handled here in this logic. Not just row number 10, it's like row number 3 and 4 also, because these dates are also greater than the max date in our record. So row number 3, 4 and 10 will be pulled from the Excel with the help of this logic. But row number 3 and 4 already exist here as well in our historical QD. So that should be ignored or deleted, right? So we cannot have duplicates. So now how do we do that? So we are simply adding an addition where not exist of ID. Okay. So that means this, while loading this QED, it is going to check for this ID whether this ID is already available or not. So now 3 and 4 records are already available in this QED because we made some latest updates. So then those two records will be ignored. Okay. So except 3 and 4, all other records will be loaded from the historical QED, and 3 and 4 will be pulled from the new data. So now these two will be concatenated and stored into our QED. Okay. So in that way, we are handling both. We are capturing the new data and the updated data, and we are removing the old data which is updated here. Okay, we are removing the old from the existing QED with the help of not exist. So now let's quickly go ahead and reload this. So we could see three new records are fetched. Okay, two update and one new, right, which we did in the Excel. Okay, now let's go to application. Let me quickly reload the new record 10th row, the latest inserted, which is inserted new. At the same time, we could see row number 3 and 4, which are the updated ones, 9 and 6, with the new sales record, right? So hope we got some basic understanding of how to handle both insert and update using an incremental load. Please do let me know in the comment section for any clarification. Thanks for watching.